guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, this is River, and today we are watching season 3, episode 8 of Dark. That's right, this is the finale of the entire show. Everything's gonna get wrapped up, and I'm gonna be like, duh, you idiot. There was so many signs that you missed, probably. So, I am very excited and also very sad because after this, there's not going to be any more Dark. I, of course, will probably rewatch it pretty immediately to try to figure out all the things that I got wrong or just completely went over my head. And I cannot wait to be able to talk about it with my mom and with Calvin completely, and like neither of them have to worry about spoiling anything, so that's gonna be fun. Yeah. So where we left off was Claudia walked through the door after Adam's plan did not work. So I'm very curious to see what, like, if we're gonna go back and see all the moments of her plan, you know, being laid and how that worked out, and just what the overall outcome of this all is gonna be. Like, will Regina get to live thanks to Claudia's plan? Will Aoife's plan work? Will Adam's plan eventually work? It kind of seems like maybe not. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited to see where all of this goes because there's just so much up to this point. Like, I can't wait to see how they're gonna end the story. So without any further rambling by me, let's get right into it and find out.
Ich bin hier, damit deine Reise endlich ein Ende findet.
Ooh. But that's what he wants, ultimately, right?
Das ist unmöglich. Du bist tot.
I mean, she can also time travel, though.
Ich habe dich töten lassen.
Du hast immer noch keine Ahnung, wie dieses Spiel gespielt wird. Du willst diesen Knoten zerstören. Aber jeder Schritt, den du tust, wird dazu, ihn zu erhalten.
Yeah, because Aoife is
Das kann nicht sein.
pulling the strings.
Ich habe ihn getötet.
No.
Ich habe Martha und den Ursprung getötet.
Nope. I doubt it.
Deine Welt und Evas Welt. Sie beide hätten nie existieren dürfen.
What? They should have never existed.
Du hast gedacht, dass der Ursprung in der Verbindung der beiden Welten liegt.
Is it in the worlds
Aber in Wahrheit
themselves?
liegt er außerhalb der beiden Welten.
Where? In their
Unser Denken ist von Dualismus geprägt.
black and white,
Schwarz,
right and
weiß,
wrong, right? All those things.
Licht und Schatten. Deine Welt und Evas Welt. Aber das ist falsch.
Okay.
Ohne eine dritte Dimension ist nichts vollkommen.
Oh. The whole Schrodinger's cat thing, right? That they were
Die
talking
Trigetta.
about in the last episode.
Es gibt eine dritte Welt.
Ah,
Die Welt, aus der dieser
that's
Knoten
why it
geboren
opened that way instead
wurde,
of
der
that
alles seinen
way.
Ursprung hat,
I just thought it was because it was,
in der ein einziger Fehler begangen wurde.
so he exists in the third world. I thought that he was in Aoife's world, and it was just like at some point
Tannhaus, in der Ursprungswelt.
it went that way.
Hier hat wie
Okay.
du jemanden verloren. Und wie du hat er versucht, jemanden von den Toten zurückzuholen.
Okay, I just thought this is how he created Aoife's world, or the time travel in Aoife's world.
Aber stattdessen hat er seine Welt gespalten und zerstört. Und damit unsere beiden Welten erschaffen.
So that, oh my god. I was thinking completely wrong too. I was
Es gibt einen Weg, diesen Knoten zu zerstören.
How?
Indem wir verhindern, dass in der Ursprungswelt
Yeah.
das Reisen durch Raum und Zeit überhaupt erst erfunden wird.
But how? You guys, the show it's so good because the whole time, like, I'm thinking, like, oh, they even tried to tell us in the last episode because Claudia, like, she was the third party that, like, threw a wrench in the plan by creating her own thing. And I still didn't get the hint. Like, I thought that townhouse was in Aoife's world because his device looked similar to the little travel device in her world. And so I thought, oh, that's how that came to be. And I thought the reason that the basement opened this way versus this way, like we'd seen, is just because it was an older version of the basement and they had just changed, or the bunker, and they had just changed the door. Like, there's such small, intricate details that matter so much. And it's just, I love this show. I love this show. I love this show. I'm so sad it's ending.
Ich hätte dir all das gerne erspart. Aber dein Weg musste erhalten bleiben.
Why?
Jeder Schritt musste genauso getan werden wie zuvor.
Why? For her plan
Bis
to
zu
work?
diesem Moment.
Ooh, okay. How did you do this though, ma'am? You are so fucking smart. Like,
Das hier. Ist das schon einmal passiert?
no.
Dass du versuchst, den Ursprung zu zerstören. Das ist unendliche Male passiert.
But this moment is new, right?
Aber das hier, du und ich,
It's a first.
geschieht zum ersten Mal.
Okay, Claudia, I really hope you do it. I really hope you do it.
Es ist Zeit, dass du verstehst, wie alles wirklich
Yes.
zusammenhängt.
Thank you, ma'am, because I would love to know.
Alles, was du getan hast, alles, was Eva getan
How
hat,
the fuck did she figure all this out?
hat dazu geführt, den Knoten aus beiden Welten auf ewig aufrechtzuerhalten. Du erschaffst dich auf ewig neu. Und sie sich.
Interesting. And he's trying to stop it. She's
Sie müssen sterben.
keeping it going.
Sie alle müssen sterben,
It must.
damit sie wiedergeboren werden können.
I don't. Okay. Like, Jonas's, I understand. I guess.
Du trägst beide Welten in dir. Was? Dein Sohn.
I'm
ist der
assuming
Ursprung.
he's the
Er
Scarlet.
schenkt abwechselnd in der einen und in der anderen Welt allen ihr Leben. Er hat lange auf dich gewartet
That's their son.
und er wird es immer wieder tun.
Oh, I figured out that was their son correctly. I think.
Du willst deinen Sohn zerstören. Und den Knoten mit ihm. Eva will, dass er lebt. Und muss dafür den Knoten aufrechterhalten.
Okay, so her whole motivation is just for him
Sie
to
kann
live.
nicht
Okay.
anders.
Because she loves
Sie
him.
wird immer wieder alles dafür tun, dass ihr Sohn lebt.
Sure.
Alles, was Eva und du in diesem Knoten getan habt und immer wieder tun werdet, habt ihr aus Liebe getan.
Yeah, I get that.
Und doch habt ihr nichts außer Schmerz und Leid gebracht.
A lot of pain, a lot of suffering to a lot of people.
Wenn du willst, dass Jonas lebt, dass sie alle jemals leben, dann müssen wir tun, was schon immer geschehen ist. Auch du.
Which is what, though?
Ihr beide habt auf eurer Reise unvorstellbare Dinge getan. Weil ihr nicht loslassen könnt, was ihr tief im Inneren wollt.
Who is she gonna kill?
Ihr habt versucht, dem zu entkommen, was aus euch wird. Aber es ist unmöglich. Am Ende werdet ihr immer wieder vor euch selber stehen.
Oh, okay. It's when she has to shoot Jonas.
Wer bist du? Es tut mir leid.
Eure beiden Welten hätten niemals existieren dürfen. Du und Eva. Ihr hättet niemals existieren dürfen.
Okay.
Woher weißt du das alles? Woher weißt du von der Ursprungswelt?
Yeah, that is my question as well. How did she figure all this
Ich habe
out?
33 Jahre in beiden Welten nach Antworten gesucht. Versucht, die Puzzleteile zusammenzusetzen. Zu verstehen, wie alles aus dem immer gleichen Stammbaum wieder und wieder geboren werden kann.
There's lots of...
Bis ich begriffen habe, dass wir nicht alle Teil des Knotens sind.
Okay.
Beide Welten sind ein Geschwür, das aus etwas anderem entstanden sein muss.
Interesting.
Wenn man es entfernt, vernichtet man alles, was daraus geboren wurde. Aber hält das am Leben, was bereits in der Ursprungswelt existiert hat.
All die Jahre habe ich gedacht, dass sie meine Tochter ist.
Was she not?
Ich habe mir lange Zeit gewünscht, dass du der Vater bist.
Wait, I thought Trump was her dad.
Aber es ist besser so. Sie ist nicht Teil des Knotens. Sie wird leben.
Aber genau wie du und Eva musste ich den Knoten erst aufrechterhalten, damit ich zu dem werde, was ich heute bin.
Du weißt, was du tun musst. Mach es schnell. Lass sie nicht leiden.
Yeah, okay, this is when she gets him to
Es ist kein Leben, das sie liebt.
kill her.
Es muss passieren. Damit ich alles dran setzen werde, es zu verhindern.
Okay, she has to motivate herself with Regina's death. Okay, I get it. She wants it to happen like it happened so that she'll be motivated to do
Genau
what she
wie
has to
ihr
do
Schmerz und Leid gebracht,
to
wieder
fix it
und
from
wieder,
happening.
damit mein Weg mich heute hier zu dir führen konnte.
So who is Regina's father then?
Ich musste dafür sorgen, dass ihr beide im Dunkeln bleibt.
Both stayed
Dass
in the
alle
dark.
in diesem Knoten im Dunkeln bleiben. Alles musste erst so geschehen, wie es schon immer geschehen ist. In deiner und in ihrer Welt.
Aber ich kann das ändern. Weißt du?
This is when
Ich
he
kann die Vergangenheit
attacks
ändern.
that.
Und die Zukunft.
Rather not watch that again, thanks.
Es gibt keinen Unterschied zwischen
It's
den
yellow
beiden.
in Aoife's world. It's yellow in her world. That's the yellow, maybe. Ah. Okay, so he's just dead in that one.
Jedes Puzzlestück findet immer wieder seinen Platz. Wie du habe ich die Figuren über das Schachbrett gezogen und musste dabei zusehen, wie alles immer wieder passiert. Aber ich weiß endlich, wie man den Knoten lösen kann.
How did she figure it out? I still don't know.
Ich weiß, wo das Schlupfloch ist, nachdem du so lange gesucht hast.
Where?
Die Zeit.
Wait, what?
Während der Apokalypse ist sie für den Bruchteil einer Sekunde stehen geblieben.
Ah.
Und hat damit alles aus dem Gleichgewicht gebracht. Aber
Okay.
wenn die Zeit stillsteht, ist für einen Moment auch die Kette aus Ursache und Wirkung gebrochen.
Oh. So what do you do?
Man kann etwas verändern.
Eva weiß das. Sie nutzt das Schlupfloch in deiner Welt, um ihr jüngeres Ich in die eine oder andere Richtung laufen zu lassen. Und damit den Kreislauf aufrechtzuerhalten.
Okay.
Und ich habe es genutzt, um mich ebenfalls in eine andere Richtung laufen zu lassen.
Okay.
Um heute hier zu sein.
So that's how she survived.
Du musst es dafür nutzen, Jonas auf einen anderen Weg zu schicken.
Ah.
Um damit den Kreislauf endgültig zu brechen. Jonas und Martha, sie sind schuld daran, dass alles immer wieder passiert. Du musst sie in die Ursprungswelt schicken, damit sie dem Ganzen endlich ein Ende setzen.
Oh Lord. Okay. But which version of Jonas and which version of Marta? Because like that's a like oh god. Okay. Is it the new Adam? Yes, it is. It's a different one. It's this one. Yeah.
Was machst du noch hier?
It's a different one.
Sie ist tot! Was willst du noch von mir?
Ich kann dir das erklären. Alles. Aber erst müssen wir hier weg.
Well, you have to wait for Marta, doesn't he?
Was für eine Zeit ist das?
Die Frage ist nicht, welche Zeit,
What world?
sondern welche Welt.
Just like Marta said.
Dir bleibt nur wenig Zeit.
Okay.
Die andere Martha. Du musst sie retten.
Okay, so he's taking her.
Andere Martha?
Okay, I see what's happening.
Ich habe all die Jahre gedacht, dass nur ich allein es ändern muss.
I was like,
Aber es ist ebenso ihre Schuld. Ihr seid zwei Teile eines Ganzen.
okay.
Nur gemeinsam könnt ihr zurück in die Ursprungswelt.
So he's going
Was wir wissen, ist ein Tropfen. Was wir nicht wissen,
an ocean.
ein Ozean.
So he took him here to get her. I would thought
Was soll das heißen?
that they were just gonna wait for her to come and then he was gonna take both of them. Okay, so this is Aoife's world, right?
Du musst Martha holen. Bevor Magnus und Franziska sie holen. Und bevor alles wieder passiert. Ihr seid unsere letzte Hoffnung.
Yep. They,
Adam wird Jonas auf seinen Weg schicken. Er und Martha, sie werden verhindern, dass all das hier jemals passiert.
here's to hoping.
Papa. Sag ihm, dass es mir leid tut.
Ah, so here it goes. And then she goes to him, and then she dies, right? But she's already. Wait, but oh no.
Wenn alles gelingt, dann wird Regina leben.
Oh no, hold on. The fact that she just said that though makes me think that that the loop is still looping. You know? Because she does go tell Egon that she's sorry. That's not good, right? Jonas, hurry! Jonas, move those little legs of yours, bro! Jonas! Jonas, you need to get... What are you doing? Oh, is he just gonna snatch her? I was like, okay, that's one way to do it.
Du lebst.
He hasn't even met her yet.
Du siehst aus wie sie.
Yep.
Wann sind wir? Warum sind wir hier?
Jonas, you need to talk, sir.
Heute ist der 21. Juni 1986. Der Tag, an dem unsere beiden Welten erschaffen wurden.
Oh, okay,
Nicht hier,
thank you.
sondern in seiner Welt. Tannhaus, der Uhrmacher. Er wird heute die Passage zum ersten Mal öffnen. Wir müssen verhindern, dass es jemals passiert.
Warte! Was soll das heißen?
I hope that they can stop it because I don't want all of them to be trapped in this endless freaking loop for the rest of eternity, you know? He burns it down. But if he's doing this now, doesn't that also lend to the idea that they're still in the loop?
Wir sind der Grund dafür, dass alles so passiert. Immer wieder passiert. Weil du nicht loslassen kannst, was du willst.
And neither can he.
Und ich nicht loslassen kann, was ich will. Aber wir sind der Fehler. Der Fehler in der Matrix.
It all comes full circle, huh?
Du kannst nicht gewinnen. Dass ich sterbe, ist nur ein weiterer Schritt im Kreislauf. Du wirst mich heute töten. Martha wird mich finden. So wie ich einst mich gefunden habe. Es wird sie endgültig gegen dich wenden. Worauf wartest du? Das ist nicht richtig.
Something's changing.
So ist es nicht passiert.
This is good, right?
Was hast du getan?
He changed the story. Well, Claudia changed the story, really. What does that mean?
Das hier ist der Moment, an dem die Passage zum ersten Mal
Ah.
geöffnet wurde.
Okay. The stuff.
Es beginnt.
They've been through so much in this loop, you know? Caused each other and themselves so much pain. Good luck. Did it work or no? Oh, what the fuck?
Martha?
Where is she? Y'all should have been holding hands or something. Damn. Is that tiny Marta?
Martha? Ach, da bist du.
Er sieht traurig aus.
Wer sieht traurig aus?
Der Junge, der da steht.
Aber da ist niemand. Da ist doch nur eine Schrankwand.
What the fuck is happening?
Da steht ein Mädchen.
I'm so confused.
Komm, wir gehen wieder zu den anderen, ja?
Maybe go that way because it's towards them? I don't know. Okay, yeah. There, they found each other. Yay! Now, y'all, I mean, to be fair, I don't know how time works, and this bubble kind of seems to be varied, but go towards the origin. Okay, so that's Marta's world, that's Jonas's world. Go this way, right? Because that's the origin. Yeah, good. Hold each other's hands this time. Stay together. Good. I say good like I have any idea what the fuck is happening. I know what they're trying to do.
Musst du jedes Mal wieder davon anfangen? Kannst du es nicht einmal gut sein lassen?
Ich dachte, du willst den Laden. Vielleicht nicht jetzt, aber irgendwann.
Weil du nicht zuhörst. Ist kein Wunder, dass Mama das nicht mehr ausgehalten hat.
Alright.
Deine ewigen Vorträge, Big Bang, Big Crunch. Hast du Sonja mal gefragt, ob sie das überhaupt interessiert?
Sonja.
Hast du mich all die Jahre mal gefragt, ob mich das interessiert? Was ich eigentlich will?
Es regnet draußen.
Ist das alles, was du dazu zu sagen hast?
Marek, komm.
Du hast mir doch gesagt, die Welt da draußen wäre voller Geheimnisse. Und dass das, was wir wissen, ein Tropfen in einem unendlichen Ozean ist, ja?
Interesting.
Da hast du mal recht gehabt. Du weißt vielleicht alles über Einstein, Rosenbrücken und schwarze Löcher, aber über mich weißt du absolut gar nichts.
Okay.
Man kann sich seine Familie eben nicht aussuchen.
True.
Dich habe ich mir ausgesucht.
Ja. Mich hast du dir ausgesucht.
Alright, this is what's gonna cause y'all to get in an accident. Oh. Okay. Was he gonna say anything?
Ist alles in Ordnung? Braucht ihr Hilfe?
Die Brücke ist gesperrt.
Was?
Es gab einen Unfall.
Findet ihr das lustig oder was? Komm, geht mal nach Hause.
Just say you need
Was
help.
wir wissen, ist ein Tropfen.
Oh.
Was wir nicht wissen, ein Ozean.
Dein Vater liebt dich. Er würde alles für dich tun.
Oh, damn.
hat die gerade gesagt?
Marek? Ist alles okay?
Die Brücke ist gesperrt.
Ja.
Komm. Los, komm. Marek!
Hopefully it worked.
Was war das denn?
Hopefully it was fucking saving your life.
Weißt du was, du hast recht.
We should go back.
Wir sollten morgen fahren.
Yep. Hopefully that did it. You know? How will we know? Will they just poof out of existence? Like what's gonna happen?
Ihr seid zurück?
Die Brücke ist gesperrt. Dein Sohn denkt, er hat ein paar Engel gesehen.
Mach dich nicht lustig. Ich weiß auch nicht. Ich hatte nur plötzlich so ein Gefühl.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good.
Schön, dass Sie wieder da seid. Ich habe die Betten noch gar nicht abgezogen.
Yay. Good.
Ich bring die Taschen einfach schon mal hoch.
This is all going good. I'm stressed about it though.
Charlotte hatte ich auch schon mal.
Charlotte. Ah.
Ich helfe Marek.
Okay, that was my second guess. Oh, what a cutie.
Im Schrank.
Does she remember from when she was a kid?
Das warst du.
So she
Das war
remembers.
kein Traum. Glaubst du, dass irgendetwas von uns bleibt?
Probably not.
Das ist das, was wir dann sind. Ein Traum.
They're disappearing. It's good, but it's sad. It's sad.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Oh gosh.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day,
He has no idea what's going on.
dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
He's was okay with it though.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry.
She knows she did it though, right?
I watched them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
She did it.
Wollen wir die Lasagne noch mal warm machen? Ja.
Warte, ich helfe. Nimmst du mal? Mach mal eine Flasche auf, oder? Ja, mach mal.
Ich will doch mal.
Komm ich auch einen Schluck? Ja.
Und jetzt stoßen wir auf Regina an.
Unbedingt.
Auf dich.
Auf dich. Und danke für die Einladung.
Ja. Auf dich.
Oh, interesting. What?
Dein Auge. Das sieht viel besser aus.
Du hast uns nie erzählt, was da eigentlich genau passiert ist.
Mir hast du es auch noch nie gesagt.
Erzähl
mal, Torben.
Komm, erzähl.
erzähl. Aber ihr müsst versprechen, dass es niemandem weiter erzählt.
They're not gonna tell us. It's gonna end.
Letzten Sommer ist...
Scheiße, hab ich mich erschreckt.
Ist alles okay?
Ja.
Ist das jetzt die Apokalypse?
Die Kerze.
Ja, warte, ich hänge am Feuer. Ja?
Hier. Hanna?
What?
Ist alles okay?
What's happening?
Hey, ist alles okay?
Ich weiß auch nicht, ich glaube, ich hatte gerade ein Déjà-vu oder sowas.
Okay.
Das hört sich jetzt vollkommen absurd an, aber ich habe genau das hier letzte Nacht geträumt. Das Licht hat geflackert, es gab einen lauten Knall und dann war plötzlich alles dunkel. Und irgendwie war die Welt zu Ende.
Die Welt war zu Ende?
Ja, keine Ahnung. Es war einfach dunkel und es ist nicht wieder hell geworden. Ich hatte so ein eigenartiges Gefühl. Als ob das gut ist. Dass alles vorbei ist. Als ob man plötzlich frei ist von allem. Kein Wollen. Kein Müssen. Unendliche Dunkelheit. Kein Gestern. Kein Heute. Kein Morgen.
Okay.
Nichts.
Das solltest du dringend untersuchen lassen.
Vielleicht sind das die Hormone.
Wenn die Welt heute untergeht und ihr hättet einen Wunsch frei, was würdet ihr euch wünschen?
Eine Welt ohne Wind. Darauf stoßen wir an.
That's what Ulrich
Eine
said
Welt
that
ohne
one
Wind.
time.
Eine Welt ohne Wind. Ah.
Sieht so aus, als ob Winden nicht so einfach gehen will.
Vielleicht ist es ja auch besser so.
Habt ihr schon einen Namen?
Is it gonna be Jonas?
Ich weiß nicht. Ich glaube, ich finde Jonas einen schönen Namen.
Okay, that's an interesting... It's an interesting way to end it. Like, I'm trying to decide if, like, I would have preferred it to end before the final scene with just them all disappearing, or if I liked the final scene or not. One, can I just say, I absolutely love the writing of there being a third actual origin world that Marta's world and Jonas's world were like split off from. I like the idea that all of them, like every iteration of the world that existed, was like, it was happening out of love, right? Jonas did everything he did because he loved Marta and he loved his dad and he loved his family. And eventually, like, he got so jilted and, like, cynical because he kept losing all of that, that he was like, you know, I just want everything to be over. Which makes sense. Aoife's was doing everything, or Marta was doing everything because she loved her child, you know? And she was like, I'm willing to do this cycle of, or this endless, to exist in this endless loop because I love my son and I want him to exist. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes for that love. And all of it existed in the first place because Townhouse loved his son and his granddaughter and his daughter-in-law enough to try to bring them back from the dead. And so thus creating all these endless loops and all this sort of really sad lives for other people. I am really excited to go back and watch everything and sort of try to figure out, like, my overall thoughts and opinions, and, like, to see all the things that I missed and to, like, be able to put all of the pieces together. I really enjoyed the way this episode did that, and that the answer was for Marta and Jonas both to have to sacrifice their worlds. Yeah. Because initially it was like they're trying to fight to, like, see whose world should sort of exist in that. Sorry. What I mean by that is that Jonas was always going to choose his world, right? Marta would always choose her world. That's just, there's no way that you wouldn't. Like, think if you're like, this is my world, this is everything that I know, these are the people that I love. Sure, this is an iteration of them, but I would always, and I think you would always choose, like, all of us would always choose the world that has the actual people that we love and care about in. If you have to, like, push comes to shove, you're trying to choose. But I think this was a nice way for just them to both be able to make the sacrifice of themselves and their world, because they realize that that shouldn't exist. So, like, interestingly, Marta and Jonas in particular don't exist, right? Because Jonas's whole family and Marta's family were all derived from the knot that they had created, like, you know? So none of those people exist. Like, Jonas's mom exists, and Regina exists, Marta's mom exists, but Ulrich doesn't exist, Mikkel doesn't exist, Magnus and Franziska don't exist, you know, so yeah, I think that, like I said in the reaction, and I think I've said before too, I do think that there is a difference in never not existing and like dying horribly and being stuck in this loop of sort of endless like torture and death and like trauma upon trauma upon trauma, and then you get to start over and do it all again, you know what I mean? So there's definitely a difference in just not existing, and they were able to break a cycle that had trapped a lot of people and hurt a lot of people. So I think that that's good. I really love the writing of this show. I love the way that they make you care about the characters. I love the way that they sort of give you enough information so you kind of know what's going on and you can like figure out shit, and you feel smart when you figure something out, and then you can be like way off base. And it's just a really fun little mystery, but done in a really great way. Like, it has the best writing because it's the surprising yet obvious factor, right? Like, when you go back and look, you're like, of course, like, things that I just dismissed because I was like, yeah, that's because of that. But really, it's like this little detail that they've threaded in to try to, like, get you to notice, but you just don't notice until you do notice, right? Like, townhouse opening the basement area, that's the blue room or the yellow room, depending on where you are. Him opening that up and going down there and it opening from like the bottom to the top instead of like the sideways. I immediately, like when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's different. And in my head, I immediately was just like, oh, it's, you know, probably because this is Marta's world, or it's probably just because of the time it is. They just had a door that did that instead of that. And like your mind just sort of, I don't know, notices those things, but then doesn't like track it as something obviously different, or mine doesn't, you know, like I'm like, okay, well, it makes sense, you know, it's probably just a different place in the timeline, and it's just a door, so like, what's the big deal? It opened. But I just am a fool because this is dark. Of course I should pay attention to the way a door opens. Of course I should be like super like honed in on that shit because it matters. All of it matters. Like all the little tiny things, they matter in this show. And I foolishly sometimes forget that, I think, when watching Dark. And I'm mad at myself for forgetting that sometimes. But what a great show. What brilliant acting, brilliant casting, brilliant writing. Like, I really loved this episode and the way that it tied it all together and really like gave Adam and Aoife the chance to give their younger selves, the Jonas and Marta, a chance to just redeem themselves and just set everything right. Because Adam, you know, Jonas became Adam, who did some fucked up things to try to get what he wanted, and Marta became Aoife, who did some fucked up things to try to get what she wanted. And we get to see like beneath the layers of trauma that they had inflicted upon them or inflicted upon themselves, that those versions of them got to do the right thing, you know? And I think that that's it's really beautiful. I guess in a way, Adam got what he wanted more than Marta, because he just wanted oblivion. He was like, I'm done. Like, I want it to be over. I'm done dealing with all of this. Like, I just want to rest. You know, I just want to be gone and not have to deal with any of it anymore. And he got his wish, and Marta wanted to keep her son, but again, I just think never existing is better than dying horrifically. So I think that ultimately it was a good thing. And I liked the way that, I really liked the way that it all came together and the way that the solution was presented. And, you know, I think at the time, like 10 minutes ago, initially my reaction to that last scene was like, I don't know that was strictly necessary. But looking back now, I kind of like that scene because it shows us everybody, right? It shows us, like Regina, Peter, Hannah, Wooler, Katerina. It shows us the main sort of characters without the Jonas and Marta cycle of that whole family. But it shows us them, and it shows us a moment where Hannah sees the yellow raincoat and she has a sense of deja vu, and then she thinks Jonas would be a good name, and this idea of like a world without Winden, and like this idea of darkness, which the show has talked about before. But also I like the idea that none of that happened, right? Like this, these are these characters in a world where none of that happened, and yet like a sense of deja vu. Like there's a sense that even though Jonas and Marta and them didn't exist, that the memory of them, or like the remnants of their timeline that they erased, kind of still exists somewhere in the cracks of reality or whatever, right? Because she saw the yellow raincoat, she had a moment, and she's like, you know, I like the name Jonas. And I just think that it's actually a really fun way to sort of be like, you know what, they don't exist and they won't exist, not in that way, but another version of Jonas will still get to exist, right? And maybe another version of Marta. And it won't be those exact people, but it shouldn't be, you know? And that's a good thing. But the idea that some tiny speck of them exists somewhere is really, I don't know. I like that ending. I also like that they stuck with the joke of never telling us what the fuck happened to that guy's eye patch. Like, we just don't get to know. And I love that they just never told us. I think that that's honestly perfect. Like, it's so funny. It's such like just a fun little thing of, they knew, like in that one scene where they're like, oh, you want to know? And we're like, yeah. And then they just don't tell us, like the car accident sort of thing happens. And then I'm like, they're never going to tell us, are they? I love that they don't. I love that they're like, yeah, no, we're never going to tell you. Figure it out. It's just a fun little running joke, I think, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I did not get to write too many notes because Loki was laying on my arm, but I do want, like, I guess it doesn't matter, but like, who was Regina's father? Like, obviously it can't, like, it makes sense now in hindsight that it's not Trunt, because if it was, then she wouldn't exist in the origin world, because he doesn't exist in the origin world, because none of like the Ulrich Jonas family line exists in the origin world. So it makes sense, but they tricked us. They tricked us with that, right? They tricked us with that, Samuel. So that was interesting. And I did worry, you guys saw, I worried that the loop was still looping in the one section because I was like, oh no, he burns this. So like, does that mean everything is still happening like it happened? And like, if this happened, then so I guess that stuff still happened, but the part where Claudia came and talked to him, that didn't happen before. So she did that, and then he went to talk to Aoife, but instead of killing her, he talked to her because he was like, you know what? This is it. We're breaking this loop. We're gonna get out of this. He really had faith in himself and Marta. So that was cool. Also, it makes sense that Townhouse's granddaughter was Charlotte because he named Charlotte because of his granddaughter. I don't know why I was just like, the only reason that I was like, oh, is it Regina, is because Claudia said that Trant wasn't Regina's father, and then I was confused. But now looking back again, since we know that Jonas's whole line doesn't exist, in which Trant is a part of, it makes sense that he's not Regina's dad. It's also nice to know that he knew that when he killed her, because I was like, this is pretty fucked up. Like, you think that you're her dad and you're killing her, which it had to happen, but oh, the tell Papa I'm sorry, that bit made me think that that the loop was still looping, but it just makes sense that like it would have, like all of that would have happened, but the thing that was different was that Claudia talked to Jonas. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have like too much to say. I thought this episode wrapped up the whole storyline really, really well. It made sense. It was done good. Like, I really liked it. I really, really loved this show as a whole. I loved those moments. I like that some iteration of Marta and Jonas got to be together in the end. Well, different iterations of them, right? Yeah, I'm glad that I watched this. I really, really, really loved it. I think from start to finish, it was great storytelling. Like I said before, great acting, great writing, just great everything, great cinematography. Some of the shots were just completely stunning. And I think that this should be a very, very, very popular show. And if it's not, then I don't understand it. And it's brilliant. It's honestly so brilliant. I would also, as you guys know, I watched it in the original German with the English subtitles. I definitely think if you watch it, that's the way you should do it, because it was just great. It was perfect. And reading it took nothing away. I don't think it only added to it to hear the actors and their voices and the annotations, you know, like the way that they say things and stuff. Like, it only added to it to have them as the voices, right? Am I just rambling at this point? I think I'm just rambling. Anyway, I absolutely loved it. I think that it was brilliant. I can't wait to watch it and to know everything that I know now and to rewatch it and like see all the things that I probably missed this first time watching it. Yeah, it's an incredible show. I am so happy I watched it. I'm so happy that you guys voted for it. Thank you so much, because I loved every second of it, even the parts that hurt my heart and my soul. I'm very happy with that show. I think it had a great finale, and yeah. Anyway, I mean, I think that's it, you guys. That's it. That's it for Dark. That's a wrap on Dark. It was brilliant. It was amazing. I loved it infinitely, and yeah, that's kind of all I can say. Is I have super high praise for it. This last episode, I think, wrapped up all of the questions that I had, answered all the things, and gave it a really poignant end that I think was well deserved. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you want, you can see my full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode of Dark. That is over on Patreon. And yeah, I'll be starting a new show next Friday, and I don't know what it is yet because the poll's not over, but I hope to see you there for that as well. Yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope to see you for whatever I watch next. Until then, bye, guys.